Namaskar, hello and welcome to CIET NCERT's special live phone-in program webinar. Today is Friday, so every Friday we take this webinar series on cyber safety and security. And today we are going to discuss the topic online remote learning and security. So we have an expert with us. Let me introduce our today's expert. He is Mr. M. Jagdish Babu. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskar, sir. Sir is a project manager from ISEA, Center of Development of Advanced Computing, that is CDAC, Hyderabad. And he'll be discussing online remote learning and security with all of you if you're watching us on PM eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12 and also on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. If you have any questions, any queries, then please reach out to us. This question answer session will be taken up towards the end of this program, and you can write down your questions in the live chat box of our YouTube channel and share them with us. It's a very simple process, and our expert, he'll be more than happy to take all your queries. And this program will be till 5 o'clock, so you have enough time. If you want to give us a call, the number would be 8800440559 and the email ID would be training@ciet.nic.in. So there are multiple mediums through which you can connect with us and ask your questions. What exactly is cyber safety and security? We all know that we have certain data, computer devices, networks which we need to protect from malicious attacks from all the hackers. And that's why the cyber safety and security is important. So let's begin this discussion, and I would like to ask Sir, why are you taking up this particular topic and what exactly information are you going to give to our viewers in this particular program? Sir, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us an opportunity to interact on very important aspects. So, as we all know, on day before yesterday, like we have celebrated this Safer Internet Day, and in continuation to that, like we are organizing these awareness sessions on various aspects. And this is one of the very important aspects, as we all know, from last 2 years. This because of the COVID-19 situations. Many of things are happening online, right? So including the education, we never expect like this entire education system will be moving on to the online, right? Some part of the education system is already there on online, and we are using the ICT, and all those things are happening. But suddenly, because of these pandemic situations, that entire there was a huge amount of shift in terms of that entire learning system is moved towards the online, right? So that is only the reason we have chosen this topic, like online remote learning and security, right? Here there are two aspects like which was mentioned very clearly. One is online, second is on remote learning, right? You might have been experienced at that online learning, and you might have been experienced at the remote learning also. There is a slight difference, remote online learning and security aspects, So now almost the learning is happening in online, and at the same time you're also learning remotely, like in any of the learning management systems. Some of the higher class students, and now also many of the teachers might have been accessing some of the e-learning courses. So all such kind of things are happening in this digital world. So you are learning remotely, and you are also organizing classes online by using various platforms kind of thing. That is only the reason like we have kept this online remote learning and security. Like when you are accessing these e-learning courses, like what are some preventive measures, some security measures someone should take care. And at the same time, when you are organizing these online classes as a teacher, as a parent, like what are the things someone should take care. So those aspects we are going to discuss as part of this session. So as you all know, like we have this portal called InfoSec Awareness. There, like you have a huge amount of information with respect to all these areas, and today's session is online remote learning. So we all know, like with the advent of internet, the education has become more virtual. Virtual is nothing but like, there won't be any physical contacts, like virtually you are accessing and you will be learning the things with the students and teacher communities globally. So this is another advantage of this virtual learning. So you will be learning, for example, any e-learning platform is there, you will be accessing by sitting at somewhere in India, and at the same time the same e-learning course or same courses are accessed by other people somewhere in the world, right? So there are no limitations. As we all know, like internet doesn't have any boundaries. The same way, when you are in a virtual mode, that also doesn't have any boundaries. You can talk, you can connect globally, and you can talk to the people, and you can exchange your thoughts, you can exchange your ideas, and you can clarify all your, if at all there are any queries kind of thing, you can communicate and you can get it clarified from them. And the degrees conferred, without the need to meet the educator or the students in person. I think you all are evident, like, recently we have on Safer Internet Day, we have released a quiz, on cyber crimes by and on the children, right? So that topic we have discussed, and we have released a quiz, and most of the people might have been gone through the quiz. Once the quiz is over, automatically the certificate is also generated. You need not to go to the NCERT, right? You can just go through that entire lecture, and you can attempt the quiz. And if you are succeeded in getting some XYZ percentage, and immediately you will be getting the certification. So that is what you need not to go for certification offline. Nowadays, because of these pandemic situations and the virtual, so things are changing globally, and things are also accessible easily for various courses and various subjects kind of thing. And the size of the global online learning market is estimated somewhere around 165 US billions as of today, and likely to go grow by next year somewhere around 250 billions. There are so many platforms. We also have at NCERT, we also have NROER platform and SYM. There are so many, I got platform. There you will be many courses are offered through those platforms. You all can register, and you can access, and you can enhance your knowledge, so that you will be able to deliver your education and your learning things in an effective and perfect manner. So the success of the online learning is based only on the content. So how beautifully you make the content. I mean to say, like, how interactively you make the content. So it is not like how in a classroom, how beautifully you will teach. You will be giving live examples, you will be drawing, and you will be explaining. So similar kind of activities and things should happen in the online learning platform also. When you want to explain some of the concept, so it should be explained in such a manner that without intervention of the physical, they should be able to understand, and they will be able to memorize for a longer time, so that they will be able to deliver it back. Okay, so the content is very, very important. How effectively you place them, and how effectively you use interactive forms of content to develop that content to make it more interesting at learning stage, at end user, for all end users. And distribution of content, like once the content is there, you also have to have some kind of platforms where you can distribute, so that maximum number of people will make use of it. And online learning platforms. So to address that, you have a beautiful content, and you wanted to distribute, you decided like you wanted to distribute content, you need to have a very good platform where you can keep all this information according to your requirement. You might be having very good requirements. Like, this is how my content should go in. When the content is going on, if you get some doubts, that doubts has to be clarified. And there should be some proctors who can, there should be some facilitators who can help you. If at all, if you got some doubt, they should be able to help you out. Okay, so that platform, you should have a beautiful, very interactive platform, so that you can keep this entire content and make learning fun, as well as make learning at more very interactive. Okay, so that is how this entire e-learning, remote learning is there. Right? In the digital world, we all know, in the physical world, you will be having your house address, and house address, if you want to use it, like what is the longitude and latitude, so that exactly I can land up at CIT and CRT if I have exact longitude and latitude. But in the real world, you might not need all such kind of addresses. You all might be using, you might have got benefited out of these things. In the virtual world, you will be having only IP address. Through that IP address, you can find a lot of information. But what I mean is, like, in physical address, you will be having a physical address. In a digital world, you will be having an IP address. Through that IP address, you will be getting a lot of information. You will be getting a lot of information with respect to the place where you wanted to go. Right? So in the same way, in the physical world, how you protect your home, right? So once you are going out of your room, you will be protecting your home. And in next level, like, you will be using some of these IoT components wherein you can safeguard your home. In the same way, in the digital world also, it is very, very essential to safeguard the entire security. Right? For example, you are taking an online class. It is not only you. Along with you, the school is involved. Along with the school, all the class children, somewhere 30, 40, 50, 60, all the children are attending that class. So all these people's security is very, very essential. Okay, all these people's security is very, very essential. If one's system or one's device is compromised, entire system will be in trouble. Okay, so that is only the reason you have to be keep. How do you secure your thing in a physical mode? In the same way, in the online mode also, you have to secure your entire infrastructure by having very good and strong passwords, and ensure that like you will be having no one is accessing any of your devices. Like what are the devices you are using for teaching and learning processes, that device has to be protected in a proper manner so that you can deliver things in an effective manner. Only thing is like this is in a physical classroom. Students can talk to each other, they can clarify their doubts, and students also can talk to the teacher and they can clarify their doubts. So in the physical world, that is what it happens. That is what happens. The interaction will be there, and they also will feel happy that like they are learning something and they are discussing. When you meet someone physically, or when you meet, when you learn something in a physical manner, so that effectiveness is entirely different in compared to the digital world, like what we are witnessing, right? So in the physical world, you will be having all these advantages, like you will be meeting them, you will be touching, you will be feeling that, the feel, sense, and all such kind of things. But whereas in the digital world, only thing is like you will be seeing, okay, this is what it is happens, kind of thing. That is how it is happens. So that is a major difference between this physical world and digital world. In the digital world, we don't know like whom we are talking, right? Since my camera is on, you will be able to see. If my camera is not switched on, you can't see like who is talking with you. You don't know like whether your teacher or some XYZ person or some robots who is talking. We don't know. So that is the kind of situation where we are in. Alright, in the digital world, there are chances if something is gone out of your hand, you will lose the privacy. And as we discussed, like, we don't have any control in the internet or in the digital world, unless and until if you have some, points like where you can stop it. Alright, in the when you are attending the classes, if some message comes and you will be attending that, you will be looking into these messages, or you will be attracted to that kind of things, and you will be losing that entire focus. So those are the kind of things which happens. So that is the basic difference between in a real world and in a cyber world. Okay. So as I discussed earlier, like this COVID-19 pandemic has changed the entire education system. So across the world, there are more than 1.2 billion children are out of traditional classroom globally, and they are attending the classes in online format. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the distinctive rise of online learning, where the teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. You will be using various digital platforms which are freely available, which are freely, some are cost, some are the platforms like where you have to pay some cost and you have to make use of these digital platforms. So this COVID has changed the entire, life of a common man and entire education system. It is in one way it is good, in one way it is, it is not that much, good. Okay, studies suggested that changes in coronavirus have, like we were seeing the mutations, like we have seen something in 2020 and 2021 we have seen a lot of mutations. Now also we are having. So that kind of things are happening in the COVID because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So as a whole, I think entire education system has drastically changed, and forced it to use these electronic gadgets to continue the entire learning process, entire assessment process, certification process, and all such kind of things. Let's see like what are the things, what are the technologies there. So the technologies should assist the entire learning process. The focus of online learning is assist with the integration of the technology, right? So whatever the online learning, it is not a replacement of the teacher of anything. So it is only an assisted tool. It is just a tool, like how you use a blackboard and chalk piece to make your learning easy and understandable. So in the same way, technology is also one of the tools where it will assist you that learning process should happen in an interactive and in a more fun way. Okay, integration of the technology. Because of this technology, you can organize online classes and classrooms with classroom-based courses, that e-learning platform, and hybrid. You will be having both online as well as offline mode. Like you will be teaching. After the teaching, you may ask your student to go there, and if you have any doubt, you can view that video once again, and you can learn the things. And later part, you will be they will be going in any kind of listening assessment. Okay, so it more or less everything is happening in a blended or hybrid mode. Combine several different delivery methods. Everyone based on their convenience, based on the availability, based on the infrastructure, you will be using various delivery methods, which include web-based courses, collaboration softwares, and video conferencing kind of thing. So you all know like what various video conferencing tools and web-based courses. There are some courses which are offered only through web. You might not be having proper e-learning platform. Like you will be going through that site and you will be learning some XYZ components of that kind of thing. And collaboration softwares. There are some collaboration softwares. So simultaneously, maths teacher and science teacher can interact with the students, and he can teach like mathematical concept of that particular topic, and the science teacher can talk about like whatever the kind of things which are involved. So that collaboration, that collaboration also happens by using this technology, so that also can be delivered in a better and rightful manner. And mix various events based on activities, including face-to-face classroom, self-paced, and learning. So all these things can happen by using the technology. So online education offers access to the increased educational sources. Whenever you are accessing this online education, there is no limit for online online resources. You will be getting huge amount of online resources. See, for example, I'm talking in English, but if you want to see the same thing in Hindi, there are some sites which may be providing some kind of information. But before you access that kind of information, ensure like what is the authenticity. Okay, so that authenticity plays very, very important role. So there are so many resources which are available, but you have to ensure like which resources are authenticate to follow or guide the children wherein children can follow such kind of information. If you refer something, it should be authenticated. It should be from authenticated sources, so that children won't fall into the trap, or they won't be learning other things. They will be learning like what you thought. If you guide them like these are the tools like where you can learn and where you can use the tools for learning and all. Flexibility of the learning. There is no need of continuously sitting and learning the things. You can attend the class for 10-15 minutes. You can take a break and you can come back and you can relax. There are so many aspects. One thing you can learn, and if it is not clear, you can again and again play that video, or go back and learn the things, or use some other resources where you try to understand those things in a meaningful way, so that your learning happens. Okay, valuable global interchange, correct? So the same topic I was teaching in this model, but there are some other models where you can explore, so that you can learn the things in an effective manner. Right? I will be teaching in this manner, but other teacher may explain in other model. So you can experience this model also, other model also, and you can decide like which model you wanted to go, or which one is easy to proceed. Okay, so that kind of options also you will be having in an online education mode, and equal opportunities for students as well as teachers, regardless of their location, right? Whether you are sitting in Hyderabad, or you are sitting in Delhi, or you will be sitting in Gurgaon, or you will be sitting in Rajasthan, no matter. But you will be getting that content. That same content is available for the teacher as well as student also. But student may not understand everything unless and until teacher explain it in a beautiful manner, right? So the teacher will explain the same concept, and the same information is available to the student also, so that he can recapitulate and he can learn the things in an effective manner. So that is how this technology is integrated and can be used along with this, along with your regular classroom teaching. And as we talked about, there are so many video conferencing tools which came in or which are in existence from a long time. So these are some of the tools like where like you might have been had Zoom, Zoho, and Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and GoToMeeting, Cisco WebEx, and LiveSys. There are so many platforms are there. These are only to name it a few, but there are so many hundreds of good number of web conferencing tools are available. There are some open source tools are also available. There are some tools like where you can pay and use. All right. So, but the only thing is like whenever you are using, ensure that like what kind of tool you are using, who suggested, why you are using. So those questions you have to place before you use some kind of tool. As I told you, whenever you are using the tool, it is not only you, right? So there are other there are students, teachers, entire school, like the students who are attending the class and the school like which you represent. So all these people are involved. Whenever you are using any platform, ensure that that platform should be suggested by a school, and you should believe that that is having all security and privacy features, so that you can organize class in an effective manner and in a meaningful manner. Okay. So in any learning, so normally everyone says like we don't know like whether you are attending the class, you might be attending the class, we don't know like whether you are listening or you are learning something or you are paying some kind of attention or not. So but most of the tools are providing this whether they're attentive or not. When you are teaching in a remote or video web conferencing tool, web conferencing tool, whether they're attentive or not, you can judge it by using these platforms. It is not that like you will be having the good bandwidth across the students across the cities and across the villages in the country. But one good thing is like across the country we have a very good bandwidth. But in some cases there are some chances the signal may not reach properly in that particular location. So that time they might not be keeping your camera on all the time. But most of the teachers always request the students to keep their microphone their webcam on, so that they can see like whether the child is paying any attention or not. So that is one way of observing the children. And other way, like these tools are also providing these kind of information. Alright, so I just blocked those things because of the privacy aspects. Like which event ID they are attending, okay, what was the passcode they are using, and what is the date and the time. You can just see joining time. So for example, your session is started at 9:30. Are the students joined at 9:30 or 9:45 or 9:51 or 10, or what time they have joined the session? That you can see it, and what time they left. Okay, your session is scheduled from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, but they have joined 9:50. They have joined at 11:22 and they left at 11:18. Okay, 10:49 they have joined and 11:18 they have joined. So that means they have attended only 29 minutes. Okay, they have attended only 29 minutes, which is 10% of your scheduled time. Okay, so that way like you can analyze. That way you can find out like whether the children are attentive or not, what time they're joining, what time they're leaving, and what is the attention rate, and what is the attention retention rate. Like this much of time they might be attending. Out of that much time, like how much they're giving the focus. Here is a case, 21% they have attended, 100% they are given the focus. Okay, there are chances that 19% they have attended, but only 31% they have given the focus. Okay, they have attended 10% of the time, but they given only 90%, but no one is given 100% time. So this way you can analyze and you can go back and tell your students or like whoever is attending your classes, says that these are the kind of things which are available. We are tracking, so that they also will pay attention, and you can effectively teach the lesson so that it will go in an effective manner to all the students. In an online learning, so what are the advantages? It is increase the productivity and efficiency. It is increase the productivity and efficiency. It will always, by using various tools, children, the learner can, learn easily, and effectively they can learn, and they can remember it for a longer period of time. Reduce the unproductive travel time. Sometimes like you have to travel, one village to other village, or one school to, one city to other. So that kind of travel time you can reduce. Allow more students to complete the course in a shorter period of time, right? So it is not only 30, 40, some thousands of people can enroll and can complete these things. and reaching more students in a variety of areas. So as we discussed, like they can be attending from their local place, their block or a district. There are no boundaries, anywhere people can attend, and you can reduce some of the costs, and courses can be developed once and shared across the institutions. So one course is developed by one student, so that entire course can be offered throughout the country if it is, if it is good and if it is ready to host kind of thing. If the authority decided, competent authority decided that it can go and everyone can access in the world. So that's the kind of advantages which you are having. So we have Swayam, NPTEL, and GOT platforms, like where our CIET, NCERT is, offered some of the courses where you can learn the things with respect to so many aspects. So these are some advantages, and at the same time there are some disadvantages are also there in online remote learning, and getting stressed by using online remote learning. So if we have witnessed, there are so many health issues which are popped up. Personally, we have seen so many children also got, spectacles kind of thing because of various reasons. Not only the device time is more, children are spending more time on the devices, which may lead to some kind of health hazards also. Getting stressed by using the online remote learning. For example, you have given an activity and they have to finish that activity and they have to submit that activity by tomorrow. So such kind of, that if you keep some timelines, so that kind of, some kind of stress also will be there, and the difficulty staying motivated. So it is not that like the first moment, like when I started attending the class, the same kind of motivation won't be there throughout the class. And a difficulty staying in a contact with the instructor. So instructor will be teaching, and the eye contact, you will be losing that eye contact. You don't like when seeing that person and the other person we cannot see. So that kind of things will be happen. And the difficulty in interacting with the peers. And if the peers is there, and if the child is not able to understand, he can ask the other child, and he can learn it from the PO, so that learning can happen in an effective manner. So that kind of interactions also are missing in a remote learning. Difficulty in staying connected in all the times. As I told, like if you have a good bandwidth, you can connect all the time. But there are chances that it can disconnect, and you will be continuing the class. They will be missing the class. The online learning may create a sense of isolation, right? So if you want to listen the topic clearly and in an effective manner, you will be sitting in one room, and you might not be coming out for 2-3 hours kind of thing. So that isolation, if the child is not seeing the other peers and members in the family, so they kind of isolation, they always feel like it kind of isolation will happen, like separation. Separation. Isolation is nothing but separation. Distance learning can be distracting. Sometimes it is effective, at the same time for some people it also distracting in some of the things. Okay, so these are some of the advantages and disadvantages in an online remote learning platforms. Like what is the security concerns we can emphasize when you are in a online learning platforms. When you are organizing the session in some kind of platform, there are chances that viruses or malware threats can be infect on their device. See, for example, you are teaching a class, because some messages come which we are not supposed to touch that message, but immediately we will be getting a notification, and the attention goes towards them. Immediately the focus or attention of the beneficiary or learner immediately goes to that notification, and they will be opening that. And if it is not genuine, so if anything can be downloaded, that may create some kind of issue to our device. Okay, when learning process is happening, we get some kind of notifications, and immediately attention goes, and they will be opening. And if it is having any virus or malware Trojan kind of thing, it will be downloaded, and the system will be in a problem. Okay, that is going to be vulnerability, or that is going to be a problem for that entire device. And online classroom hijacking, and we have witnessed these things. Now, when you are organizing some of the classes, sometimes anonymous people are also joining in the classroom, and they will be showing some unwanted, threatening messages, unwanted videos, images, and all such kind of things. So to avoid that, like we will be having some security tips that we will discuss during the time. But this is also one of the security threat when you are organizing the online sessions, and the privacy and risks. All right. So when you are joining the session, okay, as I told you in my previous screen, you will be getting the kind of device which you are using, your IP address, your your device operating system. All the details will be all the details I'm getting, and your name and your email and all those details I'm getting. And if that faculty or the school is not able to manage that data properly, there are always chances that this data can be misused, or it can go out of your hand. It may lead to some kind of threatening kind of. Okay, so those things also happens. And the phishing scams, when you are accessing some of the messages you will be getting, and you will be, and if wherever the teacher is organizing, if the teacher device is compromised, entire devices of the people who are attending their class also may compromise. Okay, we have to be doubly careful whoever is attending the online classes, with what devices they are attending. So you have to be ensure that the devices are protected properly, so that you can avoid all these kind of things. And there are attacks and distributed denial of service DDoS attacks, on organizational attacks. So as I told you, you will be collecting some of the information. If you are not having proper security mechanisms, so the data goes out of your hand. Immediately it may lead some kind of threatening or blackmailing kind of thing. And if you are not having a strong password for your device or for your session, people easily can guess it. That is called brute force attack. They can error and trial method. They can use the error and trial method to find out your password. If you are not kept strongly, there are chances that brute force attacks can happen. So these are some of the security threats on online learning platforms. Now we will see what are the security measures someone should take care. Okay, when any teacher is using any platform, so that platform should be authorized by the school. Okay, or the group of schools, like that organization should say we have to use this platform, because they will be purchasing the platform, or if they are not purchasing, they may be if there is open source tools kind of thing, they will be talking to the organization. They will be taking some of the Creative Commons licenses, and they can use it in a perfect manner. Since open tools are there, if you have started using, what are the threats we have seen, that kind of threats can happen. But ensure that what are the organization is suggesting, what are the school is suggesting, you should use that kind of platform. Enable appropriate privacy settings to prevent uninvited attendance to accessing online sessions. So for example, you have created a session, okay, the same session link you will be sharing with your children. Ensure that you will be sharing with the right people, only with the same class. If at all, if you are sharing with other people, and if you are keeping this information in a public platforms, social media platforms, so other people may attend this session. They may hijack this session. Okay, so such kind of things happens. So you have to be very careful to keep these privacy settings. Or there are some platforms which gives you the MAC IP. The student can attend the class only there with that device. If in other device they are attending, it may not allow. Okay, so that kind of mechanisms are also there. Those things you can make use of it, and ensure that your communication should go to either adult to adult or adult to young person than a child. Clearly identify the official methods, and you should decide as a school. Decide what way you can communicate. You will be sending messages. You will be sending some WhatsApp, creating some groups, and you will be sending that information in that particular group. Those communication channels you have to identify, and you should always communicate with only in those platforms or only in that communication channel. Otherwise, if at all if you are keeping it in public platforms, that is dangerous. And if at all if you are using your, of course, you might be using your personal devices, but it should be known to the school. School should know, your institution should know you are using this device to communicate with the children, so that the school school management will communicate to the students from this device you will be getting the messages, so that he can remove that ambiguity, and you can remove that if any such kind of unwanted things are happening. Okay, sessions should be scheduled during school time and activity hours. And IT staff at the school will never ask for login credentials via email, or threaten to turn off access to the school accounts if they don't click on the link, kind of thing. So okay, some people may say that you have to share some kind of details. We are calling them this your school only and all such things. So never ever believe such kind of things. And if at all if you are using any of those things, there are always chances that other people can access your things. Avoid sending emails to the students and the parents that contain links. Try to send plain text information rather than links thing. And if you are sending a link, clearly mention it. So I am sending this link for accessing some XYZ things. Okay, ensure that should links doesn't have any malicious activity kind of thing. Scan it and send it so that students also can safely do those things. Okay, and updating the software regularly. Whatever the device you are using, ensure that your device should be updated on regular intervals. And removing the unnecessary applications, services, and softwares, either on your laptop or mobile device or on your desktop. Ensure that you should have only the services or only the programs which you are using. Remaining applications, you remove it. Okay, you uninstall those things in a proper manner. Okay, changing factory settings to more secure options. They will be giving some kind of default default settings. So those default settings you have to change it so that you can secure your device in an effective manner. And change the default passwords on all the devices connected to the network. So if it is a router, if it is a laptop, desktop kind of thing, if it is a router, ensure that the default password has to be changed. For your Wi-Fi router, the default password has to be changed so that no one can access your internet. If the default password is there, there are chances people can misuse your internet. But if you change the default password and if you have kept some private password which is very strong, then you can make securely, or you can use it securely. You can use it. Use strong passwords and change them regularly. Okay, every time you are telling, ensure that you should have a very good strong password and change them regularly, and ensure that no personal information is there as part of your password, either your name, your spouse name, your children name, date of birth. So such kind of details should not be there in any of your password. And not reusing the same password across the different devices. So you might be using different devices, laptop, desktop, mobile, or some other IoT devices. And like what are the password, you should ensure that you should be giving different passcodes and different passwords for each of the device, so that you can secure. If one system something has happened, also remaining won't be affected. Remaining won't affect. Okay, that way you can safeguard your device. Running up-to-date AV software, antivirus. Ensure that you should have a very good antivirus on your device, and ensure that antivirus software updated on regular basis, so that you can safeguard all your devices. And installing or running a network and device firewalls. Whatever when you are using any of your desktop or a laptop kind of thing, ensure that the firewalls are switched on, kept it on mode, so that you can stop some of the threats. Some of the people, if someone wanted to log on or someone wanted access, they can't do it if the firewalls are on. Okay, that way that is one kind of security mechanism everyone should follow at their device level. And turning off the remote management option for Wi-Fi routers. Remote management options, right? If you want to operate that remote, okay, options are there, but try to avoid that remote monitoring options to the routers, because if something happens to the mobile, the Wi-Fi router should not compromise. Okay, so that way if you can maintain it separately, so that you can avoid those kind of things. Whatever the case, like in any remote learning, don't reveal personal or financial information in an email. If someone sends an email kind of thing, never ever share any of your information, or never ever share any of your information with respect to your personal details or financial details kind of thing. Pay attention to the website URL. So ensure that URL is having HTTPS link properly, and log symbol is there. Log symbol, HTTPS symbol is there or not. Okay, if it is there, then you can provide your details. Otherwise, stop providing those details. Sign your kids up online safety education program. If any online education program is there, ask your children to sign in so that they can learn those aspects. Keep your security up to date, whether it is device security, operating system, device security, operating system, or application. Ensure that all are updated on regular intervals, and install parental controls. Okay, so you will be using the mobile. There are some parental controls I will be discussing also. So ensure that those things are enabled. Keep personal information out of usernames, as I discussed. Have rules about where your child can video conferencing. What time they are attending, by using what platforms. You should always verify them, and you should check with the school is using the same thing or not. Check with your school and internet usage policy, like what kind of policy they are having, and like when they are accessing kind of thing. Talk to your kids about cyberbullying. If anyone is arising, anyone is trying to collect some kind of information, and any such kind of harassment kind of things happen, should regularly talk to your children, so that you can have an eye on them, so that they are happy and they will learn. And if any these kind of bullying, stalking happens, so unnecessarily they will go to distractions. They might not be able to give 100% focus on their learning process. Okay, as I discussed, parental controls. If you are using Android mobile system, you will be having digital well-being and parental controls. Okay, so in that digital well-being and parental controls, you can set your daily limits and what time they should go to the bed, and what kind of insights into which apps kids are spending time. You can, in the digital well-being, you can just see how much time the kid is spending on the apps, on the browsing. If it is apps, how much time he is spending on particular apps, and how much time he is using to access such kind of resources and all the things. All such kind of things you can access. And if the children and the parent devices are same, you can use it like this. Or if the child device is separate from the parent device, you can use this family link, Google family link. So most of the people are using, might be using Android devices. If an Android device, there is something called family link. You should enable the family link on your device as well as on your on your child device, so that they can't install any application, they can't do anything without your permission. If at all the child wanted to do something, you will be getting a notification, so that XYZ kid is wanted to access or install this kind of app kind of thing. Then if you allow, then he can do it. If you deny, they can't do anything. Okay, so that kind of security options are also there on the device. If both are using different devices, only I'm talking about the Google family link. So this is how the child device is different and your device is different, and you set goals for your child. So the child has spent this much amount from what time to what time, and what are the apps she or he are accessing, and how much time they are spending. So all this information you can remotely observe by using this Google family link if the devices are separate. The same device also, by using the Google, the digital well-being options, you can set all the things, set daily limits, app time, set bedtime, so that after that it won't be, nothing is available, right? So this way you can set these things for your Android devices, okay? And if you want to control more on the devices, okay, if the same device is used by you as well as your child also, okay, if you follow these settings, they cannot access any age appropriate content. They cannot download it, they cannot go to any websites kind of thing. So this is the settings where you can follow, and you can just open your Google account on your device and go to the Play Store. There you will be having your email, you will be having your profile. In the profile, you can just go to the settings, and after the settings, there is something called Parental Controls. You can just see here. Okay, you can go to the settings, like the gear icon will be there. Under the gear icon, you just go there and click on that Parental Controls. So it is off. You make it on. Once you make it on, you can create a password here. You can create a password here, so that if the child is wanted to access something, okay, some content which is not relevant to them, so it won't allow you. Okay, that time it will ask you the PIN. So the PIN is with you, they can't do anything on that particular device. Okay, so this by using these controls, you can stop your child not to access any abusive or unwanted material on your device. Okay, and you have a parental control. So these Google family link, you can make use of it if both are having different devices. Otherwise, there are some paid software also there. You can use those things for stopping these things. If at all if they're using any browser, any laptop or a desktop kind of thing, there is something called save search filter options. So once you go to the search engine, there is something called settings. If you click on that settings, there is an option called save search filters in the bottom in the status bar. You click on that save search option and turn on save search. If you just click on the turn on save search, okay, you can just settings, use this search option explicit content results filter. If you enable this, no one can access any such kind of information, and no tool is 100% perfect, but at least it will safeguard you some 80 to 90%. So they cannot access or they cannot browse any explicit content on the browser if you set like this, if you enable this option. Alright, you can just see here the save search is on. So if you want to, once the save search is on, if you type also, you can type, but it won't give you any results. Okay, so 80 to 90% you can safeguard by enabling these save search options on your browser, if at all they are using to attend the classes by using any laptop or desktop kind of thing. Okay, and most of the people are also asking, how do we control the YouTube? Okay, in the YouTube also, you can just log on to your YouTube account. There is an option called settings. Once you click on the settings, there is an option called general. So once you click on the general, okay, you can just see in the third screen, there is something called restrict mode. If you click on that restrict mode, okay, they cannot see any pornographic or any explicit contents. Okay, so this way, if the same device is used by your child as well as by you, you can just log on to your account, your Google, your YouTube account, go to the Google settings. In the settings, the first option is general. There are so many options which you can try it later. Click on the general. Once you click on the general, the last option is restrict mode. By default, it is off mode. If you enable the restrict mode, okay, the restrict mode can help hide videos with the potentially mature content. No filter is 100%. As I told you, 100% is you can save, 100% is you cannot safeguard, but at least 80 to 90% is security will be there. At least if it is already blocked by the thing, then it won't come. And if it is unblocked and if it is came from other sources, then there is chances that they may view it. But otherwise, by using these parental controls, you can stop children access this kind of information. Okay, so now everyone, we all know, like we are because of these reasons, the COVID reasons, we are using the device for a longer period of time. But at least it is time to follow some digital detox, right? So more like children are, most of the time we are engaged with the devices. So at least we should detach the device. We should use the device in a stipulated period of time. You can safeguard your health and you can avoid some of these health issues. For example, whenever you are attending the class, of course the classes are given the breaks, you should go out and you should see some greenery or available things and have good breath and come back and attend the session. So whenever you get time, go out for walk in wherever it is possible, and especially mute your notifications so that you can avoid some of the financial frauds kind of thing. If you mute it, it won't be displayed. The message will come and it will stay in your message box. At least it won't pop up. Okay, that way you might not be losing the focus. Spend more time in nature so that at least you can think in a positive direction, in a right mode, and read a book during the free time. Whenever you get a time, instead of playing games, try to read some books so that the knowledge can happen. You can avoid the device for a certain period of time. Don't go online as soon as you woke up. Okay, once you get up in the morning, spend some time with your parents or do some exercises or go and do something, and on later part you can go and take the device. So these tips are these kind of digital detox. It is not only for the children, it is applicable for the adults also. You and me also should follow these digital detox tools. Otherwise, we are spending more amount of time on the digital, and we are also attracting some of the health issues, which are unexpected, but some of the things like we are facing. And avoid excess use of mobile. So whenever you have a particular time, or whenever you want to use the device, use only during that time, right? So if the mobile is there, if the parents are given the mobile phone, all right, you use it only for attending the class. But once the class is over, keep that phone aside. Okay, but the phone is there, download and all such kind of things. Don't do that, so that your focus won't go away.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So before we go any further, we've got last 3 minutes left. Just a reminder, and one more thing I wanted to ask you. We can see these tips here, but towards the end of this banner, we can see a toll-free number. What is this about?
Yes, ma'am. I will tell you. I will tell you that. And you have delete unnecessary mobile applications. Right. So if mobile applications are there on any of your device, you remove. If the devices are, if you are not using that mobile application, right? So try to uninstall it in a proper manner. Don't remove it. Uninstall it. And keep the mobile away during the sleep or study time. Okay. And if at all, if you are attending through TV and if the mobile is there, keep that mobile aside. If attending the class by using the laptop, keep that mobile aside. Okay, so that it won't give you any distractions kind of thing. Okay, and keep the mobile in study time. Like whenever you are studying, keep the mobile aside. So these are the some tips wherein everyone should follow to get away from the device, from the electronic device, so that you can safeguard your valuable time and you can give focus and you can you can learn the things in an effective manner. And yes, ma'am. So like we are having this toll-free number 1800-425-6235. So this is a toll-free number of ISEA project. So if anyone of you calls on this toll-free number, so some of our domain experts, they will able to guide you if something has happened. So what you have to do immediately. Okay.
Okay.
That kind of technical
Sir, can
guidance.
you announce the number?
Yes, ma'am. Please. 1800-425-6235. So this is a toll-free number which we are running since from a long time. So if any issues are there, you can try to call on that number. So our technical people will try to help you out, and they will guide you. And if we are not able to give any solution, and at least we are able to guide you. This is what you can do. But if any financial fraud happens, kind of thing, you all should visit cybercrime.gov.in and you should make a report over there. Cybercrime.gov.in. And if any financial fraud happens, you can reach that. There also there is a toll-free number. 6-digit toll-free number is there. You can reach the toll-free number, and you can reach the toll-free number. You can tell them so that they will be able to register and they will be able to help you out. Okay. Either this toll-free number you can reach us for getting some technical advices or technical support. And if any financial fraud happens, 155-620, they have toll-free number is there. You can reach the toll-free number. You can tell them. And if any unwanted things are happened, don't remove anything. Try to keep all the screenshot and keep it with you. And when you are giving any complaint, any police complaint, either it is a cyberbullying, cyber stalking, or some people are accessing, or some people are jumped onto your online class and they are doing something, take a print screen or a screenshot and keep it with you and use them as a evidences when you are making a complaint. Either it is an online complaint or an offline complaint.
Okay.
If it is an online complaint, you can visit the cybercrime.gov.in portal. There you can make any type of complaint, and by producing all these evidences, so that they will be able to help you and they will be able to guide you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this information. I am sure if our students and all the viewers who are watching this program, if there's any problem you face with the cyber thing, and you need to dial this number, then please don't hesitate and dial this toll-free number which was there on your screens. So this was all about remote learning and security. That's the number you can see on your screens, 1800-425-6235. Please note it down very carefully, and there are multiple mediums through which you can connect with the websites and you can solve your cyber related problems. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time and telling us so much about the advantages, disadvantages of online remote learning, even the safety and security measures you explained very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the viewers. So we've learned a lot in this particular session, and if you want to watch it again, then NCERT Official, that's the YouTube channel where you can watch it again and even let your friends or anyone know about it so that they also get this message. And stay here, don't go anywhere. We're coming back with another special program of ours, Sayog, Guidance for Mental Well-Being of the Children, where we are going to discuss the topic, how to avoid sleepiness while studying. So do watch the session and keep on watching PM eVidya channels. Thank you. Take great care of yourself. Namaste.